Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? It's a Saturday morning. How'd that first week of 2020 turn out, huh? Yeah. So here we are, still getting to be resilient and full of dexterity, right? So if you thought that you were going to get to just chill out and go back to some kind of Opie Taylor times. Well, maybe we did. Sorry about that. Alrighty. It was stressful for many of us. So I'm looking forward to being able to practice with you all. I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga, and this is our Yoga Basics on Saturday morning. Come on in, get your mat ready. This is a class where we work on the fundamentals of standing, of seated, of reclining poses. Doesn't mean it won't be hard. Doesn't mean that there won't be areas that really feel like some work. We're just going to stick to the root fundamentals. And today, I really wanted to let it be about just feeling. I think we get so performance oriented. We get so fixated on doing and having our doing be evaluated and having our doing speak for us and characterize us completely. Can we just go about something and feel it? That's all. Good morning, Sarah and Nathan in his house. Okay, so feel free to say hello, by the way, just as Sarah did. And let me know if there are any things that you want to work on, any body parts that are needing some attention, some TLC, or some care, all right? Good morning, rocks. So yeah, let me know if there's something that you're wishing to work on. And otherwise, we're going to get started and stay standing to get us started. And I'm just going to stay sideways for now, but many of you might end up being this way on your mat. But I figure let's just see one another. So standing, first thing, let's just look at where our feet are. Start to notice, do I tend to carry my feet out like this? And a lot of people do. But can you orient the thigh bone, feet even in parallel? They don't have to be together if that's not comfortable. If it is comfortable, go ahead. If you would prefer to have your legs a little bit further apart, go ahead. Good morning, Stephanie. Stephanie says, stretch. I like that. Was that a screech with the stretch? Because it's kind of like streech. And Bess, good morning. So choose where you want to be in your legs. Try not to lock your knees backward. Have your knees softly giving. Notice where the weight is in your legs right now. So try not to have it all back in the heels. Notice when I do so, that kind of protruded my butt out of my line. So if we talk about alignment, I'm just going to use this opportunity here to talk a little bit about alignment. Try to imagine where the thigh bone is in your body. Now, and all of you don't have the benefit of seeing a camera, just as I do here. But feel out, where is that bone? Can it then align with the bone in your fibula? And then keep that center line. So I want this flesh notwithstanding, right? that this could be sending me this way. But I want to keep the bones in alignment. Top of the head, chin, feel that spinal column. Allow for whatever curvature that happens in the spine. I know that there are a lot of people who teach various forms of practices that talk about trying to eliminate that curvature. I really want to stress that a lot of what I have read and studied in that is completely opposite and not healthy to our being. Our spine was developed having that curve in our accordion to allow for the pressure, right? This is our spring, our shock absorber. We don't want the bones to go clash on top of one another. Allow for the bending of it. So never completely eliminate your curvature, all right? Sometimes we also mistake the curvature in our spine, and all we do is just have prodigious abundance back here. So let's not mistake our fleshiness and our prodigious abundance from our bony structure. All right, so feel yourself out. Try not to lock your knees. Roll the shoulders up and back and down. Maybe feel out where your bones are. And I like to just kind of wiggle, like feel out what is even. Just move this shoulder up, moving this rib cage. What is even? Where am I? Lastly, a little bit of tailbone action. Now, this isn't about doing this spine. I want to feel my pelvic bowl. How much can I work that pelvic bowl? Do I tend to walk with the tailbone poked out and back? That actually hurts my low back. I feel an ache in there. Or can I keep it down and forward a bit? Good morning, Megan. Awesome. All right, so feel where you are in your legs and your feet. Choose where you want your feet to be. If your feet are apart, try not to let your knees collapse in as such, all right? If you've got to go wider, go wider. You might have more flesh in your thighs than I do, and you might need that space. Gentle lift through the front of the ribs. In yoga, we say that we have dual action, equal and opposite energy. I've got energy going up through the top of the body and feel my legs rooting me down. Are you more in the left than the right? All right, here we are in our mountain. So start to feel that out. Apply intentional energy to lift yourselves, not by the shoulders. Lift yourselves through the front of the ribs without protruding the tailbone. So that will engage some core. Breath in, let's lengthen upward. Exhale, I'm going to hinge forward, lightly bend the knees, and then just start to notice what you're feeling. Woo! And I'm going to tell you, I did a whole bunch of deep forward bending yesterday, and I am feeling the resistance, kind of the rigidity of that work yesterday. See if you can allow your belly to relax. Feel the flesh sagging around the bones of your upper chest. Or fighting. Maybe your flesh is not sagging. Maybe your flesh is tensing, trying to prevent the spine from hanging. Can you feel the flesh in your belly? What do you want to feel today in your physical being? Are you wishing to feel free? How will you move to feel free? Are you wishing to feel strong? How will you move to feel strong? Are you willing to let yourselves learn a new way to feel strong? Keep the knees soft. Let the arms dangle. We'll scoop the tailbone under and start to curl the spine up. This is encouraging just lengthening of the spinal column muscles and the least amount of engagement of the core to come up. We'll breathe in, this time arms out wide. Working a little bit of bicep and deltoid, maybe hips forward. You could bend the knees, okay? That protects your back, and come forward. This time when we come forward, maybe you don't keep the knees soft, maybe you do. So start to feel yourself out. Now, try not to have all of your weight back toward your heels. I will exaggerate that here. See if you can shift your weight forward and allow the upper body and the head to dangle. Beautiful, and we'll roll the spine up. All right, so we talked a little bit about some alignment, and we've talked about our intention, the intention to feel. What did you feel coming up? Let's do it one more time and see if we can just focus on what are we feeling? What's feeling free? What's feeling open? What's feeling stressed? What's feeling strong? Breath in, arms out in front of us. Feel the shoulder sockets. Feel your feet. Exhale. Coming forward. What body areas are talking to you the most and what are they saying? Roll the spine up. Can you let the arms dangle? What are you feeling in the spine as you roll the spine up? Engage the belly just a little and breathe in and lift, shoulders down. Take the gaze up and forward fold, releasing it down. Let's walk our way around to the left. So a gentle twist while we're standing. And then notice what you're feeling along the back of that left leg. Can you let your head go? Can you keep the knees soft and try to disengage the muscles in your calves? Good. Let's twist our way over to the other side. Notice if you're forcing yourself to try to rotate further in the twist than the body is going. We're not here to fight. We're here to feel. Permit yourselves to just be where you are. And back to center. I'm going to wrap my arms behind my knees. Drop the butt down. And now hold the arms and then pull the chest away and feel the resistance. Breath in, breath out. Let the tummy really expand with breath. Keep the neck neutral. Stamp both feet down. Try to make a footprint in the sand underneath of your feet. Breath in, breath out, and let your upper body go. Try to soften your feet. Maybe twiddle the toes. You can even lift the heels. Notice how much pressure you're putting into your feet. Do they need to work that hard? We'll do this again, this really bound chair. Wrap the arms, give it a hug, and pull, pull. Feel the stretching in the back of the neck and shoulders. Breath in, breath out. Try to stabilize the shoulder socket, though, so that you're not hurting the shoulder socket. Good. One more breath. And let it go. Always feel free to make a moan, a groan, or a sigh. Before we come up, notice what's going on in your feet. Bring your intention into it. Are you standing and using your toes? Are things clenched or are they open? Slightly bend the knees and round the spine up to standing. Find your alignment in your mountain. Stand on purpose. What's lifting? What's rooting? Where can your breath go where you are? All right, let's shift our weight into the right leg. And I'm going to spin the left foot up against the right ankle. Some of you might need to bring your hand to a wall or so. Now, as we start to come into this tree, okay, I call this the kickstand tree, we don't lose the mountain. So the body is upright with that intention, not military attention, intention. I'm going to spin on the left toes, bringing the sole of that foot here. Now, I did get a slight kink. You see that? Just want to stand up. That may then make this hip not want to remain that open. Where do you find the compromise? And continue to hold this alignment. The mountain is most important. Grow tall through the top of the head. And accept whatever range this hip wants to give us. Belly breathing. Your hands could rest here. Your hands could rest here. Perhaps some of you are lifting up. Now, if you wish, maybe you want to bring the foot to the calf. Still, don't dump. Stand. And start to ask yourself, did I push myself beyond my ability to remain stable and at ease? And bring that foot down. Inhale, lift the belly, maybe bend those knees. Exhale, bring the upper body forward. Deep breath. Let it go. Rolling your spine up, lift your head last. What can you feel dangling in those arms? What are you willing to let go of? What are you holding on to super tightly in your physical frame, in your mental frame, in your emotional frame? Let's embody all the letting go that we've been craving over the last week, over the last month, over the last lifetime. All right, find your mountain and we'll find the other side. So kickstand tree to start. Even if you've got the most awesome tree, this is a great way to just feel, where's my alignment and how open is that hip? It's a gentle way that we're starting to come into the hips this morning. Don't lock the base leg. Still feeling the freedom in that left foot. Now my right hip is open. Still got a little bit of let out there. And when I did that, my core is like, I didn't want to do that work. I'm going to turn sideways too for us to start to take a look at this. Sometimes, right, I just kicked that back and I'm like, I've got this. I'm doing the thing. Now if I wasn't doing a thing. Breathe in, breathe out. Go for the subtlety. Stand erect with intention. Choose where you want those hands. And then some of you may wish to come up to the calf, not on the knee joint. You can see this very subtle space. Watch the hip. I sagged and I stood. I sagged and I stood. So I'm holding myself accountable to not jut my tailbone back. Try not to make your movements in like sharp, jarring movements. Where's the breath? We're not here to perfect. Just feel. I'm starting to feel some fatigue on this inner thigh. I'm feeling a lot of wobbling going on in my shin, but it's not painful. It's just unsure. That's what unsure feels like in that leg this morning. And I'll bring that leg down. Let's breathe in, lift. Shoulders down, away from the ears. Make space in your waist. Make space in the area where we stuff everything down into. Let's let it out now. Breath in, push the legs down. Don't squeeze the butt. Exhale, come on forward. Now we've done a few of these forward folds. This pose is called Uttanasana. Some of you may want to just grab opposite elbows. Others of you may want to bring your hands behind your calves and allow for the top of the head to fall toward the floor, not face smashing to your shins. We have to unclench the abdominal wall here, and that can take a lifetime to learn how to do, to how to stop bracing for a gut punch, learning how to stop sucking the belly in, learning how to stop sucking it up. Others of you can bring your hands to the floor. So this is up to you. I'm giving you all kinds of options in this forward bend, but no matter what, we're all exploring letting the upper body be heavy, empty, and flaccid. And then the bottom body, they're probably feeling some stretching or fighting going on in the calves, the backs of the hamstrings, the hips. Only you can start to characterize that as stretch or fight, or somewhere in between. Can you ask your breath to help you stay in a calm demeanor? Good. Half flat back. You can bring your hands out into the floor out here, and we're going to lengthen the spine parallel with the earth. Now here, we have to ask our core to support the back. Okay? Squeeze your thighs. That also helps to support the back. Some of you would prefer to bring your hands to your shins. Keep your gaze down. All right, so your torso is supporting itself. You have to have abdominal strength to do this. Breath in. It's not six-pack craziness, but it is work. And forward fold. Let's roll the spine up. Good. Bend the knees, pull the butt back, lift the chest, chair. All right, so now the weight's in the heels. Don't let those knees go past your toes. This is our chair. You're always in your standing pose is going to have elements of your mountain. So feel it. Where are they? Yes, the butt is going to be coming back, but I'm going to scoop the tailbone under. I have rise through the upper body, even balance and pressure downward through the legs. Hands wherever you want them to be. Breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Do the thing. Don't let this be okay, I can take a break and stop doing yoga right now. What posture are you doing? Where is your belly? What are you feeling? Now I'm going to bring my hands to the floor or a block. Step the left foot back. So step it out a little wide. Okay, maybe over toward the edge of your mat. Aim your left toes to the front left corner of your mat. Bend the right knee. Right knee is over the heel. Free the toes now, all right? Because we've been standing for a while. We might be encouraging a lot of tension in the ankles, the feet, and the lower leg. So let's start to flare the toes, loosen your space, loosen your soil. Press into the baby toe edge of that left foot. Lift the left arch. Keep the knee over heel. Some of you want to use your hands to bring yourselves up. Some of you want to ask the core to bring you up. Make a choice. Right hip a little bit back. Left hip forward. Sinking it down. Now maybe flare the toes here. That might loosen up your shins. Maybe lift the heel back and down. That might relax the grip that the lower legs have. Feel your groin. Are you clenching in your groin? Can you let the groin relax? What do we want to feel? What feels non-free or locked up in our bodies? And how do we say, I'm going to bring the intention that I want to feel more at ease and more stable? I want to feel playful. What is it that you're wishing to feel? And bring that in with your breath. Inhale, lifting the upper body. Lift from your waist. Do we know how to do that? As you practice that a couple of times with your breath, what happens to your breath? When you're focusing on lifting through the waist, are you holding your breath? Are your arms heavy? Do you want to bring your arms down? You have that choice. Let's breathe in and straighten the front leg. Now squeeze your thighs. Don't lock the knees. Exhale, bend the knee. And straighten. Don't lock, even the back leg. So soften that. Notice how you feel. Do you feel a little bit more free? Or does it not feel stable enough? And bend the right knee. And straighten. Stay soft. And bend. Can we feel stable without it having to feel rigid? Now, how far back can you take your chest, your belly, sinking down? What do we feel in the front of the hip? Are we feeling free? Are we feeling strain? And hands down. Step the left foot up. Maybe shake that leg out. It's very legit. Everybody take your time. Do what you need to do. Flare the toes. I'm trying to remember to not clench, so I'm making space, opening the toes, freeing up the tight spaces because I've been white knuckling and learning in our yoga like what areas of the body were white knuckling that we didn't even know about all week. Step that right foot back foot flat, aim the right toes to the front right corner of the mat. What feels stable? What feels free? What feels sassy? Choose how you want to come up for your warrior one on this side. Where is the standing space here? The mountain is going to be from the hips up to here because the base is different, but the base is secure and holding us. Ooh, feeling that hip. Choosing what I want to do with these arms. Lift that upper body. Breath in, breath out. Don't lock the knees. Where is the weight in your feet? Are you pressing into the baby toe edge of that right foot? Or are you collapsing into the arch of that foot? Free your toes. Can you free them here? Good. Inhale. Let's lift. Maybe a bit of a back bend. You can have your hands down or up. Make a choice. Don't compromise your breath. How do you want to feel here? Move according to that. And we'll bring the hands down. Good. Let's step the back leg up. Roll the spine up. Take your time. Good. A few shoulder rotations. Feel free to shake the legs out. Change direction. Good. Come on to the tippy toes. Now notice my tippy toes, my heels want to kick out. I'm going to see, can I bring them in? My legs are a little mad about it. And lower it down, lift the toes, and come on back up. Let's just work the feet a little minute and start to notice, how are we standing in the earth? All right, so that's a great way to start to approach standing poses. How am I aligned? What's rooting? How am I lifting from it? What feels free, even in my root? I'm going to cross my right arm across, hook under it. Keep the rest of the body in the mountain, so don't let these hips move. And twist. You can always just hug behind the shoulder. Breath in, breath out. Can we breathe when the body is twisted? Can we breathe when life twists us all around? Relax your jaw, relax your face. And release, coming around the other side. You can make it a hug. You can make it a hook. Breath in. Exhale, twist, twist, twist. Is that Gaia? Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. And release. All right, we're going to start to become a little bit more aggressive with a sun salutation. Let's come to the top of our mat. Choose where your feet are. Nothing is by accident. We are here to connect. Yoga means to create a connection. So be mindful. Walking in this physical body with attention. Breath in and lift. Stretch. Open. Open yourself. Just feel open. Exhale. Folding within to you. Feeling what it feels like to come into close proximity with yourself. Half flat back, lifting the chest. Keep those knees soft. We'll bring the hands down and step to plank. All right, if you're in extended plank, go ahead and squeeze the legs together. If you prefer to have those knees down, go ahead. Try to draw your navel through the back of your spine to the ceiling without sucking the tummy in. Breath in. Exhale, let your elbows bend and shave your ribs as you lower down to your bellies. Lengthen the legs back. Try to relax your toes and your arches. Breath in, push the palms down, peel the chest up, keep the hips down, shoulders back, and come to hands and knees. Tuck the toes, push your butt up, drop your head down, down dog. All right, so now your legs don't ever have to straighten. You could walk the feet a little closer in, especially if this is new for you. Palms are spread wide. Try to use the entire surface of your palms, every surface of each digit. Are you standing in your ring finger, the full length of your ring finger? Can you feel the ring finger pressing into the mat? And then do that through all of your digits and knuckles. Pull the shoulders away from your ears. You're not afraid to let your head and all of those weighty thoughts hang. Chest cavity, make room for breath. And then if you want to pedal your heels up and down, now don't force anything, all right? So if your backs of your legs are really straining, be gentle. Can we be gentle? Don't lock any joint. Breath in. Always come to the knees if you need a break. Breath out. Good. Let's gently bring this left knee down. Pull the right knee into the belly and reach it back. Feel length and feel contraction. Feel length. What's lengthening? Can you feel it in your ribs, your waist, your neck? Exhale, contracting. Can you contract any further and pull that thigh up? How much do you have to use your arms to push down to help you? Bring the right knee down. Let's shake the wrists out. Come up to the knees. Okay, so now we're in hands and knees and knee spaces, right? We went from standing to coming down. Have a little bit of space in between your inner thighs. Feet are apart, okay, so I'm not bringing them together. Hands to the low back. Try to have your hips over the knees. Ustrasana, camel. A little bit of downward pressure on the tailbone. Open the collarbones. Belly forward. Now tie an imaginary rope to your breastbone. Remember I said dual action. Something's lifting and something's rooting. So I'm lifting through the breastbone. Feel a pulley, pulling it up to the ceiling. I have not used the word back bend at all. Heart lift. And breathe in the spaces you're creating. Breathe in the space that you're opening in your heart. Let the breath into the belly. What are you wanting to feel here? What can you let your breath bring you to feel? And take your time. We'll bring the hands down. Spread the palms wide. Downward dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. We'll tuck the toes. Start to push the butt up. Dropping the head down. Remember, your knees could remain soft. I'll demonstrate that here. It's a real yummy space. So even if you feel like you're the boss at a straight leg down dog, ooh, could you do less and just kind of enjoy? Oh, hey, opening ourselves to learning a new space of freedom and ease in the skin that we're in. Breath in. Maybe you're pedaling, maybe you're not. Breath out. You can always linger somewhere and check it out, feel. Good. We're going to bring the right knee down. Pull the left knee in. Feel that crunch. Let your air out. Inhale, lengthen. Let's hold here for a moment and ask yourself, what am I practicing lengthening? Am I lengthening the back of my heel? Am I lengthening the back of my calf? How about from the hip through the thigh? Can you actually feel yourselves extending length? How about the waist up and forward through the top of the head? And as you're doing all of that focus and attention, are you remembering to breathe? Are you remembering not to try to be perfect? And that we're here to just feel, so you can be doing something else instead of anything I have to say. And then let's pull it in. Let's feel gathering within ourselves, drawing that knee into yourself. Are you drawing it in? Are you jamming it? Are you being nice when you feel yourself contracting and feeling your own inner strength? Accept what you're feeling. This is your strength. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale it in. Maybe you're done. Maybe you need to come out of those wrists. Inhale, lengthen. Live your truth here, everyone. Connect with it. Exhale, pull it in. Good. We'll bring both knees down. Roll it up to standing on the knees. One more Ustrasana. Now this time, I'm going to talk about being able to have your hands give support to the back. But some of you are able to clear the buttocks and bring your hands here. Now, I don't want us to shimmy sideways, okay? So try not to shimmy to do it. We're going to lift the spine evenly, sliding down evenly, pushing the hips forward. So choose where you want your hands to be. Grow tall up through the chest. Collarbones open and breathe. Pull the chest up to the ceiling. We're still doing the same thing. We just have our hands at a different spot if you're trying it here. Upward energy. Feel an upward lift from your low vertebrae. Feel your abdomen and your belly accepting breath. Or is it really hard to let the air in there? Can we slow down and just ask more muscles to trust us that we can do less? Coming up when you're ready. Hands down. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Maybe shake your head yes or no. All right, we're going to come down to the knees and step the right foot forward. Now, some of you have a block or a rolled up blanket or pillow, okay, and you might want to get it to put it down under your hip here. I'm going to use a block. So I'm going to bring this block under my butt. And I've got this right leg straight and my left knee is bent. Inner thighs together. Now the top of that left foot is stretching because it is facing the floor. Belinda's going to end up going around in a circle here, but I want everybody to see. Okay, so if you do have injury to the knee or the ankles, this may not be a space for you, or you could find a way to do it tucked, if that's okay, at least for the foot. It may not be safe or comfortable for the knees. Giving myself a booster seat with the block under my butt. Flex the toes. And now pull chin and chest forward. We may not go very far. See if you can keep the toes flexed. Some of you may even bring your hand on top of that foot, pulling gently or not. Remember, we're here to feel. Not to rip ourselves apart, not to punish ourselves. We're practicing. Fill up your low belly and your low back with breath. Feel what the breath has to offer you here. Slow down. Now try not to lock that right knee. You could put something soft under it if you need some support. Start to notice all of the sensations you're feeling in the back of that leg. Maybe it's toward the Achilles tendon, down toward the heel. Maybe it feels sharp, like a solid laser line. Maybe it feels dispersed. Maybe you're seeing colors or feeling heat. What is going on? What are you feeling? What is your breath helping you feel? What is your breath helping you let go of? Now, relax the foot and just let it relax. Don't point it. Don't give it action. Just let the leg go as flaccid as you can. And notice the difference. What changed? Can you let the upper body go a little bit more? So this is half Hanumanasana or Ardha Hanumanasana, half a split. What do we feel when we're folded into ourselves? What do we feel emotionally when we feel an intensity physically? Can the stuff that's inside of our bodies still be outside of our minds? We'll roll our spine up. And what I mean by that is we often talk about the things that are going on in the outside world and being able to distinguish that that's the outside world and it doesn't have to rock our inside world. Well, in yoga, we have a system of layers of our being, or 5 different bodies or sheaths. And so the physical body, yeah, we live in it and the mind lives inside of it, but the body is actually outside of the mind. So even if we're feeling something intense here, does it have to rock us in here? Let's come forward onto the right foot. I'm going to get my block out from under me. And now I'm just going to work that hip a little bit. Maybe that was kind of intense. So Shannon, I don't know if that's what you meant by stretch, but Hanumanasana fits the bill. Change direction. Now I'm going to switch it out and step that left foot up, bringing this block down. You might need a higher block, okay? So we're all going to have to figure our way in this space. Also, just like I said in the standing poses, depending on the size of our thighs, the size of our body, you may not be able to have the thighs all the way closed. You may not be able to come very far, right? So if my thigh were this high, or my chest or my belly was this high, boom, that would be my stoppage point. We have to start to accept some of the physics of bony compression, fleshy compression, and as well as what is fluid and able to move. All right, I'm going to flex that foot, spread the toes, make space. Ooh, that actually doesn't feel bad, feels pretty good. Top of my right foot is feeling like, not too happy with me, but it's like, it'll live. All right, chest up. So feel the spine lifting up, almost like a remnant of some of that mountain. The bottom body is rooted down. And now we're going to feel out this side. Oh, now this area of my hip just said, you should probably slow your roll. So I'm going to do that. Try not to let your chest twist to the right. See if you can try to align your belly button with the center of that left thigh. That can change the whole texture of sensation that's going on here. Some of you may want to hold that foot. Some may not. Now, you don't have to hold it and pull it. And if you don't, you could always just massage something and start to become familiar with this outer shell that we live in. Let it inform us of how it feels. Start to notice how you're feeling mentally, emotionally around what you're feeling. Maybe you're surprised at some things. Maybe some sensations are making you mad. Maybe some sensations are making you sad. Or you're disappointed. Some of us, I'm calling myself out here, have a really critical mind that starts to really judge myself based on how my body can move today. And then I get to use the breath coming in to remind me about being soft and kind. Saying that this isn't the end-all be-all. And that the true nature of myself is one that is kind. Not so demanding. Relax the foot. Let your awareness travel up and down the sensations you're feeling in the thigh, the hip. Make sure you're not locking that knee. Could you let the neck go too? Could you let your thinking go? How might that make you feel? And roll the spine up. Good. I'm going to shift forward. I'm going to take this block out from under me and just set it aside, bringing this leg back, and then do some hip rotations if you wish. Just kind of work that out. All right, I'm going to stick to that as a basic. So we're not going to go into what would be characterized as full Hanumanasana. And let less be more, right? That was more than enough for our bodies. All right, find your tabletop. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hip bones. Do you know where your bones are at any point in time? I'm trying to make that camera focus. We're going to reach the right leg back and plant the toes down. Spread the toes. Try to get all of your toes engaging and stretch the baby toe. All of the 5 toes stretch. Now push the heel back. Can you feel a stretch in your arches? Now squeeze your right thigh and relax the right thigh while you're pushing back. Squeeze the right thigh and relax the right thigh. And squeeze and relax. Good. I'm going to bring this leg in and lengthen back out. Feel this side. Spread the toes. Feel each toe. These toes are not cooperating, and that's okay. I'm trying not to judge these toes based on the right toes performance. And let's push the heel back. Ooh, stretch. Travel what you're feeling. Follow. Travel along and feel. I'm feeling it in my hip actually on this side. And a little bit through the front of the thigh. A little less in my calves. Driving that heel back. Now squeeze the muscles in the leg. And relax. Keep pushing the heel back. Squeeze. And relax. And if you don't know how to squeeze, imagine that you're squeezing inner thighs together. That'll start to activate your muscles. And relax. Activate. Push the heel back. And relax. Good. I'm going to bring that knee in. And bring ourselves to sitting. When we get here, it's going to be our first real open hip space. So I'm going to bring the bottoms of the feet together. Oftentimes, people really kind of jack and yank these heels up to the groin. Find where they want to be so that the hips are feeling as relaxed as they can be. So maybe those heels are further forward. And turn sideways. My spine gets to still have my mountain in it, not my dumpy in it, okay? Right, so that whole intention of being present in feeling the torso holding itself up. Okay, here is letting the torso yield to gravity and let gravity take me. And the back eventually is like, I hate you. And you come up here, certainly after a while, your core is like, wait, I hate you too. But it's like, suck it up, buttercup. You're meant to hold this torso. Not just to hold all of the nummies that I want to eat. All right, let's do some butterfly here. Let's just open and lift. Open and lift. And just feel the spine lifting up. Can you feel the back of your neck lifting up? Can you feel elongated and lifted? Maybe just absorb that intention. What would feeling elongated and lifted feel like in my body? Where do I need to feel that within me? Now, what do I want to do with that space? Just how awesome would that feel? Pull the shoulders down, lift the chest up, and exhale. Hinge forward. Stop when the back or the hips or the legs say stop, and roll the spine up. And just start to notice what you're feeling up and down the spine, your hips, your belly, your shoulders, your neck. See if you can involve, even if it's just subtle movement, as you flow this body in a slow motion whipping. We'll come forward, find your natural stop. Some of you like to use your elbows here to press downward. Feel free, but just try to make sure that you're not jamming, you're not forcing. See if you can relax your pelvic floor. And if we're not familiar with that, feel the muscles that stop you from peeing right now. And try to relax that, as long as you're not in any danger of peeing. Now you could take your hands and start to massage your feet, your arches. And feel the tension just beneath the skin surface. Feel tension even deeper into the muscle flesh. Come into the ankles, over toward the Achilles, working your calves. Touch. Open yourself to a landscape of sensation and hear what the body is telling you about what it's holding, what is stuck, and how you're responding to it. And I'll roll my spine up. Good. Let's go ahead and lengthen the legs out wide. Upavishta has really been where I've been lately. My jam. Upavishta Konasana. Kona means angle. And so we're in this wide-legged angle space. See if you can push the backs of the thighs to the floor. And sit upright. Flex and point. Working the calves and the shins. Can you try to make it more about the calves and the shins now than the ankles? So don't stress in the foot muscles. See if you can activate the shins and then the calves. And then relax the bottom leg. Could you push the thighs into the floor, lifting the chest? Good. Let's twist over the right leg so you can use your arms and feel the spiral of the spine, still going upward though. Trying to let my head go up one more little glow light. A little bit more. And don't suck in the tummy. And see how far the body wants to come here. Now, you could always bring a pillow here and just rest here. Wherever you can let the body fall and rest, let it happen. And relax as many muscles as you can in your legs and your spine. Let the tummy breathe. Now push the backs of the thighs into the floor. And relax the thighs. And notice what happens to the upper body. Did it fall a little? Did it sink? Did it deepen? Or is it starting to fight? Squeeze the thighs a little. Breath in. Breath out. Now let the legs go. What does surrender feel like? What do you want to feel here? And then treat yourselves accordingly. Do you want to feel effortless? Treat yourselves accordingly. Do you want to feel kind and at ease? Treat yourselves accordingly. Breathe through the back of your spine. And let's gradually bring ourselves up. Take your time. Upright. Don't skip this. Let's come upright. Legs pushing down. Upper body lifting. And now we'll start to twist. See if you can ask the lowest part of the waist to be the part that's moving. Less about the shoulders. Grow tall through the back of the neck. One more glow light. Breath in. Breath out. Push the backs of the legs down. Keep the legs active as we come over to this side. Maybe you take your pillow and bring it with you and lay down here unless your body wants to go lower. You might need a bunch of different blankets and pillows for different levels that you're in different poses. Meet yourself where you are. Don't let your yoga be about just pushing yourself where you're going. Fill up your low belly with breath. Ground yourself in breath. And notice what you get to feel here. Let your legs go. Relax your wrists and your fingers. Eyelids heavy. Now squeeze the thighs, pushing them toward the floor. Breath. And let the thighs go. What happened to the upper body? Did it just trust? Did it let a layer go? Squeeze the thighs. Don't strangle them. Do we know the difference? Can we squeeze with love and let them go? Ooh, ready? Let's squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And let them go. Let everything go. Maybe check your jaw, move it side to side. And let's gradually bring ourselves back upright. All right, that might have been a bit much for us. Let's bring the hands under the knees and maybe help those legs in. I'm just going to turn sideways. I'm going to wrap my arms around my knees as best I can. You might want to hold a strap if you can't grab the arms. I'm going to push my back, round my back, and tuck my head in. And just curve and curl. Breathe. And lift our way back up. All right, I'm going to bring the legs out in front of me. Sorry, I'm thinking. All right, I hope that you all have either a free wall or that you have a sofa nearby, okay? We're going to swing our legs either up the wall or onto the sofa. So free wall. I want this camera to follow me. Come on, stop being so fuzzy. Clearly, Belinda needs to buy a new camera this week. So we're going to swing our legs up the wall. Bring your hip up against the wall. And then bring your legs up the wall. There we go. Or you bring yourself up to a sofa and just let your knees drape over the seat of the sofa. Now we've oriented ourselves so that the bottom body is lifting up. So feel your heels as though it was the top of your head a moment ago. Rest your spine on the floor. Have the eyes be open and see a new perspective. Everything about this moment says you can let go. Will you? So this is a supported version of a pose called Viparita Karani. So you don't have to do the work to hold the legs up. They can just rest on the sofa or the wall. We're in an inversion and we're getting all of the benefit of the inversion. There's no danger to the neck or the shoulders in this inversion because we're supported on the earth. We're safe. We can't fall. So this is one of the safest ways to get all of the benefit of flipping your viewpoint and your body upside down. Relax your abdomen. Let your organs, your brain, get a nice oxygen bath with this blood flow. Let your arms sink heavy. All right, we'll walk the feet to the wall, just bending the knees a little. Separate the feet a few inches apart, or it's the edge of the seat of your sofa, so whichever you're on, or chair, as long as it's nothing with wheels. Do not turn your head from this moment forward. Rest your arms down alongside your waist. Push down with the feet and start to thrust the hips up. Breath in, thrust, thrust. Lift your chin away from your chest and lower it down. All right, so some of us have some prodigious abundance in our upper body. You may want to have a strap, using a yoga strap, to create a cinch above the shelf of the chest flesh so as not to smother. Because we're supported here, you could just bring your hands to the chest, to hold that flush down. Push the feet and thrust the hips, lift the chin. Breath in. Don't do this unsupported in the middle of the room as far as holding the chest is concerned. Lifting the chin so that you're curving your neck so that it isn't flat, smashing on the floor. Let your tummy breathe. Relax the body. And lower the hips all the way down. One more time if you wish. If you know you don't want to do another, don't. Push down with the feet, lift the hips. Maybe bring your hands to the low back and give the back support, just like we did in camel. Maybe lift one leg. You can switch or lift both legs. And relax. Feel gravity. Feel free. Upside down. Seeing the world from this vantage point. Still being who you are. Calm. Kind. Maybe playful. You can pedal. Play is a huge part of practice. Where's your breath? Feet to the wall or the sofa. Lowering those hips down. Bottoms of the feet together, knees open. Some like to press on the inner thighs. Maybe your groin has had enough. Relax your low back to the floor. Feel the bones in your chest sinking into the earth. How do you need to feel? What is right here for you to feel? Don't delay. Don't defer. Grab it now. Stay here for our resting space or lengthen the legs up. If you can lengthen them up, I really recommend it. It's a great way to get some nice counter posing, some counter energy cleansing, reset of the nervous system. Do this anytime. Do this before you go to bed. Do this when you're getting stressed. Do this with any young people in your life. Let them see you practicing letting go, practicing non-doing, practicing just feeling. So when they say why, you say to feel it. To connect with it, to get to know it. And we'll bring the knees toward the chest and eventually roll our way upright, coming to a seated space. Sit any way that you wish. If you have hip or knee pain, sitting on a block raises the hips so that there's less pressure on them. The knees could end up being in this kind of a position or out here, all right? So you don't have to cross the legs. If you are working on crossing your legs, we can be at crisscross applesauce, or you could start to explore what's called Sukhasana, shin in front of shin, kind of letting this foot come in here. That's going to open the hips a little bit more. Don't force, never jam or smash on the body. No bouncing. And then spine is lifting. And then, of course, always switching leg. If you want to go further, you can start to work toward Padmasana. I'll do half. I'll just do one here, bringing a heel up toward the hip bone. Now, that is not accessible to everyone. There's actually a slight twist on the knee joint here that might not be comfortable or safe for different, disorders or injuries in the knees. And then the hip, the femur is twisting here. So the joint in there may not be happy, the ankle as well. So don't feel like, oh, this is full and I fail because I don't do that. No, this is about practicing and understanding where the body is and respecting and feeling that. Lastly is Padmasana. This is not basic, okay? There's a lot of pressure on the shins, a lot of pressure on both knees now, as well as the ankles. All right, so there's I'm sure there's plenty of other ways of dealing with crossing. Let's breathe in the nose. Hold. The hold at the top is called Antara Kumbhaka. Exhale out the nose. Hold. Inhale in the nose. Find your capacity, draw in as much breath as you can and hold. Stay calm, stay relaxed. Observe your mind, observe your body. Exhale. Press it all out and hold. Observe what's going on. What are your thoughts? Are they true? Is panic developing? Can you stay calm? Soften the shoulders. Breath in. And hold. How did that inhale feel? Exhale. Hold. Natural breath. How does that feel? Start to notice, what is it that I want to feel? How am I feeling? What can I feel? And maybe let that guide you in your yoga practice. Keeping it simple isn't always easy. Hence to the heart center. All that is love and light in me is deeply grateful for all of the love and light in you and that you share with the world. Keep shining, be kind, want to feel just because. So great to see everyone this morning. Please feel free to share our videos if you find them of any usefulness or value to you. Also, if you wish or have it in your pocket to give a donation, paypal.me/justbeyoga. Thank you so much. Good to see you, Elizabeth, Gaia. Always great to see the crew this morning. Thank you all. It was a little bit of stretch, Stephanie, but we will work that out tomorrow. Please feel free to stick around. Come on back at 11:30 for our Empower Yoga if you want to get a little bit more of a stretch. But today, the basics was about working on, I think we really worked a lot on the standing and understanding what are some of the fundamentals of the standing poses and not abandon that alignment and that intention. And then down to the hands and knees and then into some of the seated. Please be kind to your bodies. It may not have felt like you did much, but you never know what will pop up a little bit later. Carry all that mindfulness with you throughout the day. Thank you all so much. Yay! Good to see you. Come on back, 11:30 if you want. Empower Yoga. An hour and 15 minutes of some sweat